So dear parents and students, welcome back to another video on Test Webcard channel. I believe all of you are doing great and staying safe. So what we're going to cover in today's video. Today we are going to discuss about one of the top college in India, and particularly this belongs to a niche sector which is architecture and essentially one of the oldest SPA in the country. Yes, we are going to discuss about SPA Delhi in this video. So just a small request, please don't put your phone down, keep watching this video till the end because you will really enjoy. This video is going to be very informative, folks. Alright, let's start. Now, before starting this video, let me tell you what are the topics that you are going to cover in the next 10 minutes. We'll start with the discussion about SPA Delhi highlights. What are the major highlights of SPA Delhi we are going to cover. Then we will move on to the courses which SPA Delhi offers. Then we will move on to the course-wise eligibility criteria for the Indian and NRIs in this video for SPA Delhi. Then we will move on to the admission process and application process in SPA Delhi. Then we will move on to the reservation policy of Indian and NRIs in SPA Delhi. What is a cutoff in SPA Delhi? And is there any scholarship options or not? And what are the placement scenarios in SPA Delhi? So we are going to cover these aspects in this video. And still you have any doubts, any questions, you are free to ask in the comment section below. Let's start this video. So now let's discuss about the SPA Delhi highlights. So it was established in the year 1941 and is the oldest SPA in the country, affiliated to National Association of Students of Architecture (NOS) Planning. The courses which it offers ranges from bachelor's to PhD, that is bachelor's, post-graduation and doctoral program. The admission criteria is based on merit and entrance based. And if I talk about in bachelor's, the score accepted in this particular college is JEE Mains. Okay. The application mode is of course online and offline. You can visit the site www.spadelhi.ac.in. This is given spa.ac.in, but yes, because this is the oldest, that's why this site, but you can visit the site also through spadelhi.ac.in. Okay. If I briefly talk about the ranking of this college, so by NIRF in the last year, 2020, this ranks 5. And if I talk about by India Today, this ranks 2. In the year 2019. So this is a great college, a very good option if you are getting admission in this college. Just a brief about SPA Delhi. Let's move on and discuss about the major courses which this college offers. So you can see in here the major courses. If I talk about undergraduate programs, so in the undergraduate programs, it offers 3 courses: Bachelor of Architecture, Bachelor of Planning, and Integrated Master of Planning. Okay, if I talk about in post-graduation part, so in the PG, it offers M.Arch in Architectural Conservation, under 2 domains. This is M.Arch Urban Design and Master of Design Industrial Design. Okay, if I talk about in Master of Planning with the specialization, then they offers in the specialization of environmental planning, housing, regional planning, transportation planning, urban planning. If I talk about in other PG courses, this is Master of Building Engineering and Management, sort of equivalent to MBA, you can say, sort of equivalent to PGDM these days, which is very trendy these days, right? And other courses M.Arch, which is landscape architecture in the domain. If I talk about in PhD, then in the PhD, this is talking about the major eligibility criteria. We are going to cover this aspect in the coming slides. It also offers one more course, which is E-course. E-course in few domains. You can visit the site spadelhi.ac.in for more updates. So these are the major courses which SPA Delhi offers. Let's move on and discuss about the course-wise eligibility. Okay. Let's start with the bachelor's first. So if I talk about B.Arch or essentially bachelor, then this is class 12 with minimum of 50% marks and mathematics as one of the major subject, or essentially PCM as one of the major subject. If you have bio, then you must be having PCM. It is just like PCMB. Okay. If I talk about in M.Arch housing, then the eligibility is such that you have to have bachelor degree in planning, architecture, civil engineering, architectural engineering, municipal engineering, building engineering, or MA in sociology, economics are required. So this is the eligibility in M.Arch housing. If I talk about in M.Arch or essentially Master of Landscape Architecture, then the basic eligibility is that you must be having bachelor's in landscape architecture or architecture or planning or master degree in planning or equivalent PG diploma or certificate or completion of pre-landscape architecture course at SPA Delhi. Essentially, let's talk about a course which is actually relating to Master of Landscape Architecture, right? Just need to be equivalent, but yes, it should be like a small brother in bachelor's. If I talk about the Masters of Building Engineering and Management, the basic eligibility is bachelor's degree in civil engineering, building engineering, architecture and architectural engineering, building science, or 5-year diploma in construction technology. If I talk about PhD, it says that master degree in any specialization offered by the school or equivalent from any recognized university or institution with a minimum of 55% marks, like a normal college too, and bachelor planning or bachelor degree in planning or architecture with a minimum of 55% aggregate marks and 5-year experience in teaching or research or professional practice. So this is just like an other option. If you have bachelor's and 5 years of relevant experience, you are also eligible to apply in the course PhD in SPA Delhi. Okay. Now, before I move on and announce other part, this is very important to announce in here. So for the NRI students, we have prepared an NRI book that is related to DASA and CIWG. You can download it from the link in the description below. So we have a compiled set of NRI books. This is for the NRI students. That will help the NRI students to prepare well and prepare for the final D-Day. Okay. Now, this is for the NRI students. Let's move on and discuss about the admission procedure. So if I talk about in UG admission, which is an undergraduate admission, it says that admission to B.Arch or B.Plan is done based on the score obtained by the candidates on JEE Mains. Yes, JEE Mains is the deciding factor here. That was the eligibility criteria. This is the major admission process. So if you want to get into this college, you have to score really well in JEE Mains. We are going to cover that cutoff thing in the coming slides. Don't worry. And candidates qualifying the exam will be called for the counseling process. Yes, after that, you will be called for counseling process and submission of all the documents. Once you just do all those activities, then you will be given provisional admission. If I talk about in PG admission, this is selection of candidates for the PG courses is merit based. Okay. Now, there are various parameters on which it tests a student. It says that the candidates or essentially the institute will conduct a written test and a personal interview. So this is a written test and personal interview. Means a student who wish to take admission in PG in this college has to pass on through GD and PI, that is group discussion and personal interview. A portfolio of candidates' work and work-ex will also be considered. Yes, so your work-ex will also be considered. That's a great thing in here. And GATE and SEAT qualified candidates will be preferred. So this is not mandatory in the PG courses. If you have qualified GATE or SEAT, then you will be given a privilege in this particular course. But nevertheless, if you have a very good and rich work-ex, you will also be given a good chance. You hold a strong position in here. If I talk about the PhD admission, then admission to PhD programs requires a valid UGC NET exam. Essentially, all the SPAs. In all the SPAs, this NET score is just like in India, you have to clear this exam, UGC NET, right, for the PhD. So all the great colleges, all the perfect colleges, all the national colleges, all the central colleges do accept this NET score in PhD admission. Let's discuss about the admission process. So the admission process is very simple. You need to visit the college official site and download the application forms available. Maybe if you're going on through offline mode, if you're going through online mode, then you can just fill it online. Pay the application fee online, as you were talking about online, through the SPA website or SBI iCollect. So it means that the college is tied up with this SBI bank. So means that if you get a chance to get into this college, then all the fees or related activities will be done on through this SBI bank. Then send a duly filled form and photocopy of recipient to the institute. Yes, for the hard copy purpose or for the record purpose, you need to send a duly filled form. So this is just a brief about admission process. Let's move on and discuss about the reservation. Being a government college, it follows government rules and regulation. If I talk about Indians, so the reservation policy is such that for the ST, 7.5% of the seats reserved. If I talk about SC, this is 15% of the seats reserved. If I talk about OBC, this is 27% of the seats reserved. If I talk about EWS, then this is 10% of the seats reserved. In short, total of 59.5% of the total seats reserved for the reserved category students in Indian students in. And this implies that 31.5% are reserved for the general category students. If I talk about the NRIs, then it says that approximately 15% of the total seats are reserved for NRIs. And in this college, they reserved seats for NRI under DASA and CIWG quota. Students will also get a chance to get into this college if you have a very good score in JEE Mains and also have a minimum of 65% marks in their class 12th. Okay, so this is one way through which a student can also enter into this college. This is for the NRI. So essentially two options they have, one through DASA and CIWG counseling process and the second one is through JEE Mains. Okay, let's move on and discuss about the cutoff. So this is the JOSAA 2020 round 1 opening and closing rank for SPA Delhi. Talking about B.Arch in the category open, the opening rank was 3. The opening rank was 3 and the closing was 186. See the high competition in this college because this is the oldest SPA in the country. If I talk about in PWD, this is 3 and 19. 3 was the opening and 19 was the closing. If I talk about in EWS, 37 was the opening and 106 the closing. If I talk about in OBC NCL, 43 was the opening and 230 is the closing. And likewise in B.Plan, this is also given. In Open, this is 46. Opening rank and closing was 243. In the PWD, this is 30 and 30. So at this point of time, you can just say that yes, the cutoff is very high. Yes, the cutoff is high because of this college importance. Being a college of national repute, the cutoff will definitely be high. It means that you have to perform better in the JEE mains. Okay. And also, if you are thinking to take admission in this college, do all your research work, all the activities of your research so that once you are satisfied with your research work, then take the final call because these are niche colleges, right? Not a general college. Now, let's discuss about the scholarship options. Yes, the scholarship options are ample because this is a government institute and you will have ample scholarship opportunities. If I talk about the scholarship opportunities for the SC and ST candidates, it says that Central Scholarship Scheme for the top class education for SC and ST merit based. So 10 scholarships for the SC and 5 scholarships for the ST students are reserved in this college. Financial assistance from the Students' Aid Fund. Yeah, it says that minimum limit is 10,000, means 10,000 support, 10,000 rupees of support monthly, or the maximum limit of 25,000 rupees monthly, or that depends. You can check the site for the scholarship thing. Even you can also visit a few national scholarship portal, which is NSP. From NSP, you are enrolled, you are just opening to the gateways of all the states, right? If you are from, let's say, Madhya Pradesh, or if you are from, let's say, Delhi, then in the NSP portal, every state has their guidelines and every guidelines has their central scholarship schemes, state scholarship schemes, district scholarship schemes. Read out that thing and of course you are eligible for that. So in short, if you are enrolled into this college, if a chance to get admission in this college, you have ample scholarship opportunities because of this government college and national repute. Now, if I talk about the placements, yes, the placement is really great. The average placement was 5 lakh rupees per annum in the year 2019 and the highest was 14 lakh per annum. And major recruiters are Bajaj, Honda, Philips, Fast Track, Whirlpool, Ernst & Young, Havells, Infosys, Turners, IP, Global, Mindtree, Zomato and much more, right? So, I'm counting events. So, these are the regular recruiters. You can visit the site www.siksha.com/university/SPA Delhi School of Planning and Architecture 25068 to have more updates about the placements of this particular college. See, these colleges are of national repute, so obviously the placements will be high, but you cannot compare the placements of this colleges to the IITs because this is a niche college, right? So, considering all the parameters, you have to take a final call. Alright, so this is just a brief about SPA Delhi. If you have any doubts, any questions, you can ask in the comments section below.